We are going to present ourselves. So this is the hermano. I'm the growth, marketing, and sales lead at Peace.
Yeah, and then I'm Luigi Radicati. I'm head of product here at Peace. And yeah, today, together with the other, we're going to present this project, CIGNA35.
Nice. So almost ready to start. So today we are going to showcase our latest property, CIGNA35, giving you a complete outlook of this property, which is very, very interesting for its projected returns, and it's almost sold out.
Okay, so yeah, well, first of all, how can we start talking about this project if not talking about the city? And well, since I'm from Torino, I'm original from Torino. I guess I can start spending a couple words about the city. Actually, I can spend hours talking about the city, so block me at some point, probably. But yeah, Torino is actually a vibrant city. It's a city that is transforming. It has lived different moments in its life. And well, now the city, just to give some numbers, has around 800,000 population. So it is a bit smaller than Milano for a comparison. So the city is transforming now from a very heavy industrial city in the past to a more vibrant city, a more diversified city. And this is very interesting. The population has been shrinking in the past years, but then it's now growing again in the last at least 10 years, which gives us a very interesting opportunity. Now, especially seeing this slide, you can see in Torino there's a vibrant student population, and you can see more than 100,000 annual students. So it's very interesting, especially for the Polytechnic. We have 35,000, and University of Turin 80,000. These are two universities that are prestigious, not only in Italy, but even in entire Europe. So it's a very good point. And yeah, the city is, again, as I was saying, is transitioning from this industrial environment to a diversified, especially, again, for students, for tourism. For example, there is the Egyptian Museum that is widely famous. So it's becoming more and more interesting for many reasons, and therefore the real estate environment is now, we can say, booming here in Torino. And so the city is now, again, stable in some pillars, so education, tourism, and in these pillars, there's actually a steep growth. You can see in the past 8 years, student population has been growing consistently. So for all these reasons, the city is very, very interesting for our business, and therefore for you to invest in properties. In fact, both the rental yields and the total appreciation are very interesting, and therefore we are finding very good occasions, again, starting from this in CIGNA35. What about the area?
Yeah, Via CIGNA is placed in a very, very nice and it's a very interesting district of the city, which is called Aurora. It's not that far from the city center. Actually, it's very, very well connected, and it's undergoing a major improvement right now. So it's very also, let's say, it's in a key place of the city, since it's connected very well to the two main poles, university poles of the city, which are the Polytechnic and the University of Turin. So basically, it's very, very easy to reach them by both transit and bicycle, as you can see. So it's it's a place in the city which is very, very desired by students for its connections all around Turin. So
yeah, keep in mind, Yader, that Turin is smaller than Milano, or definitely than Rome or Paris or other big cities in Europe. So definitely walking distances or transit are easier for everybody. So definitely students are wandering around by bike or transit very easily. So yeah, definitely this is a very good area.
Oh, considering the idea to move to Turin then.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, this is everything to say about this property, the zone of the property. Regarding the financial blueprint, here are some data which underline how why we chose this property in the first place and why this is very, very interesting. So we purchased it at a very interesting price, 866 euros per square meter. And the average local price, just to give you a benchmark, is around 1,200 euros per square meter. So we had like a 30% discount price for this property, which makes it very, very interesting. And not only this, but also over the past 5 years, the property values of this area have surged by 14%. So to add on top of this, let's say, discount price, we have also a very positive trend in the real estate market of the area. And also the rental prices have surged and increased by 30%. So all this data make this property very, very attractive for us in the first place, and then of course for our investors.
And yeah, I would say also for the future, you see our founders, so Riccardo and Kentaro, and the entire investment committee, I mean, has done a very good job of finding, identifying a property with a hugely discounted price per square meter. And so, I mean, this is our core business, to find and identify opportunities with discounted prices for you to invest. So not only this, but I mean, keep an eye in the future for future properties, because like our job is exactly this, to find and identify very good deals for you.
Yeah, exactly. This is how we can, let's say, project these high yields of each of our properties. So, and see, let's go to see some details of the property. So here are some very nice pictures of it. You can also find them on the platform. We will talk about this later on, but yeah, it's a 4 rooms apartment, 106 square meters that we purchased for 94,000 euros. It's been fully renovated by us and furnished with modern furniture 1 year ago, and now it's fully rented to 4 students. And yeah, it basically has 4 bedrooms, 1 kitchen, 1 bathroom, balcony, and basement. So it's also very, very nice. As you can see, also the renovation also was regarding the structure, so the ceiling and so on. And yeah, it's been rented for a 12-month renewable contract for students, providing stable income from day one. This is very, very important also from our side. This is not crowdfunding. This is something completely different. We are giving yields from the first quarter after the purchase of the investment, since the property is already cash generating and it's already rented.
Yeah, and then let's give an eye to our technology, because I think is one of the most important factors here. So our idea is to provide you a very easy way to invest, and therefore we built our product around a lot of technology. And so our pieces. So what is a piece? A piece is a tokenized security. What does it mean? We purchased the properties with a sister company of Peace Germany, which is called German Estate Group, and then the bond that is issued connected to the property is tokenized, which means that actually all the pieces are effectively inserted in the Polygon network, which is a layer 2 of the Ethereum blockchain. Please also write us in the chat if you're interested in understanding the difference between Polygon and Ethereum. But this technology allows us to, first of all, give total transparency to you, because these tokens are publicly visible and immutable, and then we're guaranteeing security and traceability. Furthermore, with this, we're giving you a very efficient way of transacting, which means lower costs for us and therefore for you. And a further benefit is that you will be allowed to further transact in a secondary market. So after keeping for a minimum period of 6 months your pieces, you will be able to then sell them to other piece users on a secondary market, which will be empowered by the blockchain. So this is a very powerful technology that allows us to serve you with a primary market and a secondary market, giving you an option for liquidity. So I think these are all great values of having these pieces tokenized. Okay.
Yeah, this is where we can say that finally we found a nice way to exploit blockchain, not just to be cool, but
exactly
to give a very useful feature for our users. So
yeah, exactly. So typically, blockchain is obviously used for coins. So, but then now we are using it for real world assets. So yes, this is a very, very interesting way of using the blockchain, which is a very powerful technology. And well, speaking of this, this gives me the chance to talk about our legal framework. So it is very interesting that we are, first of all, registered with the German authority, BaFin. And by the way, we are in the process of obtaining also the registration at Consob, which is the equivalent of BaFin in Italy. And so this means that all of our products are actually fully compliant with the European MiFID II directives. In fact, we are not only offering you our product through a certified broker, so our platform is fully certified. I mean, we're tied with a fully certified broker, and then your pieces are actually custodied by a third party, a partner of ours, which is again regulated and supervised by BaFin. So you have again the certainty that your investment is securely custodied by an independent third party. So this gives you a very powerful framework, and then basically you are investing at the level of investing with banks or other very established institutions.
Yeah, because MiFID II is one of the stringest regulation all over the world, if not even the most the stringent one. So
and then yeah, so that's very interesting. And then also super briefly, but this is, as you can see, the Notary Act with which we bought the property. And let me just show, this is the bond terms. So the document where we can prove that the bond has been issued and then tokenized. So as you can see, we have all the documentation, and these documents can be found on our platform. So if you go on piece.investments, you check the properties, and for each property, you have actually all of these documents that allow you to then invest with the total confidence that the product is completely compliant with the regulation. And a bit of a overlook on the numbers.
So Our property, CIGNA35, has like 9.9% of expected total return a year, which is very, very good, of course, as for this kind of asset class. Then we will also compare it to other similar asset classes later on. And how they are divided, structured. So basically, we have 7.35% of rental profit a year, which is distributed every quarter. And we have also the plus 2.55% of appreciation and return a year, which is distributed at the end of the bond term. So summing all these two factors, we have plus 0.9% a year as a total expected return a year. So this is what we offer with this property. We have 1,380 pieces issued at the very beginning when we listed this property, and now only 195 are available. So almost all of them are sold out. So this is definitely the right moment to purchase them if you are interested in this kind of in the investment. Let's go on also to see the breakdown of the financial information. So the initial purchase price was 94,000 euros. And we added on top of these also other costs like the agency notary costs, the acquisition tax, renovation furniture, the acquisition fee, and the cash reserve, plus other costs, which sum up to 138,000 euros. So as you see also on the platform, this is the base price for which the pieces are subdivided. Then we have other data here. So the expected yearly rent. How do we calculate this expected rental return a year? It's already rented, as I was saying before. So our forecasts are based on historical data. So the maximum rent that we can give according to our current contract with the tenants is 16,440 euros a year. But we are very prudent, and we also take away from this amount of money structural vacancy, expected maintenance, property tax, custody fee, and management fee. So we expect a net income from rental profits a year at about 10,142 euros per year. So this is the 7.35% yields per year that you saw before when I was announcing the yearly yields.
And then, so let me just say, these are historical data, but not like historical based on data from the city or other data. No, historical meaning data of this property already managed by us during the past year. And in fact, we just distributed the Q4 of 2025 interest. And the numbers are even higher than this. So like these are true numbers.
Yeah. We want to be very, very prudent when we say numbers. So that's, of course, it's a kind of a safety for our users to read correct numbers, and we do not want to exaggerate our projections. So the next slide is just to let you understand exactly how we calculate the yields. So basically, we have 1,380 pieces for this property. The net income for the interest distribution is around 8,600 euros. We also have this reserve for income tax and the reserve for long-term maintenance. This is worth to spend a couple of words about it just later on. So the dividend per piece is 6 euros, basically. So every piece is worth 6 euros a year. Regarding these reserves that I was mentioning before, they are given back to investors when the property, if they will be available, of course, when the property will be sold in the future. So these money are taken out and away from the distribution, but if they will be available to us, they will be also distributed to investors when we will sell the property. So this is something to take into account also when considering this investment. Okay.
Yeah, and then one last bit to consider is if you already invested in the previous version of Peace, you will automatically be enrolled to the Early Supporters Club on this new version of the platform. So as soon as you register, you will be enrolled. And it is very interesting because for 1 year from the inception of the new platform, you have a 10% extra cashback on the interest. So this means that for all the 4 quarters of the year, whatever will be the interest distributed, there will be a 10% cashback on top of it, which makes the deal very, very interesting because, as you can see from the numbers, we have a 7.35% from rentals yearly, plus a 2.55 calculated from the appreciation. But summing all, including this extra cashback, you will get a 10.64 almost percent as a yearly return. So this makes the deal very, very, very interesting.
Even more attractive, I would say.
Yeah.
Just do not forget to register to the new platform at Peace.Investments with the same email that you used for the first platform when you registered to it.
And second, please register by February 28th, because that will be the last day for enrolling automatically to this 10% extra cashback.
Yeah, basically only 17 days left from today to register as an early supporter. This is our way to thank you for believing in us since the very beginning. So I think this is a very nice opportunity to invest into the new platform with this extra 10% cashback. Okay, so where do we place ourselves? Just to give you, let's say, an outlook on the of the other similar financial products that are, let's say, available on the market for retailers like us. So we have these around 10% of yearly yields. As an early supporter is 10.635%. Other similar financial products basically are bonds and REITs. So you see also these numbers, 10% for the emerging market bonds. Of course, I'm talking about these numbers about countries like Turkey, Brazil, etc., which are considered fairly risky as an investment. Then when we go to safer instruments, we have like the USA Treasury bonds, which give around 4.50%, while the Italian bond is even lower, 3.42%. REITs, which are, let's say, real estate trust, give on average 4% of interest a year. Corporate bonds, for investment grades, meaning very, very safe bonds with very important, say, corporates, are around 4 and 4.5%, while let's say high yield corporate bonds for companies which are very, very riskier than the investment grades give between 7 and 11% of interest a year. So this is the comparison table. Make your consideration, of course, around this. We can say that we are in a very good spot for this for sure. Okay, this is how you find the property on the platform, and I like to
this is so very easy. Go to Peace.Investments. You will have the list of properties. You can check them all. And the process is very easy. In this page, if you scroll down, you will see the documents we were seeing before. So you have everything to assess the investment. And then once you click order, you can choose how many pieces you want to buy. You can easily perform your identity verification if you didn't do it before, and then quickly proceed to the payment. But I guess, let's see the next one, because it's even more interesting.
Yeah, some questions before.
If you have any questions, because then after questions, there's another interesting news. Yeah, here, so we are announcing our new property. Racconigi 125, it's again another property in Torino. And as explained before, Torino is a very, very interesting place for investing now. So we decided to have this second property. It has not been yet announced to the general public, let's say, so you can already find it listed on our platform, but we didn't mass communicated it, which means that you have a little bit of an advantage. Consider that the model we built works in a way to favor early investors. What does this mean? At the end of the quarter, we are going to distribute the interest we collected to the entire quota of it to the current investors. What does it mean? Let me make an example. If we, for example, we have only 100 pieces sold, or only 1,000, but not all, we're still distributing the entire amount of the interest to only these 1,000 or 100 pieces, which means that if you invested early, you can potentially get an even higher return on your investment. So this is an advantage for you. And if you buy early, you could get a very interesting yield for the first quarter. Well, I think this is it. Yader?
No, actually, we have a couple of questions from Marco and Uday. Sorry for my pronunciation. So on the section Q&A only, we have this question from Marco Amadori. So what's the minimum investment for CIGNA35, and when the interest are going to be?
Okay, yeah. So the minimum investment, you can find it on the platform, but the minimum is 100 euros because, of course, the minimum is one piece. And for CIGNA, actually also for Racconigi, the price per piece is 100 euros. So the minimum is that. And when the interests are going to be distributed, so the interest is per quarter. So we have first quarter is January, February, and March. So the interest will be calculated at the end of March, for example, and distributed at the end of April. So usually we distribute 1 month after the calculation of the interest. So every quarter, and the year starts on January 1st. And so we have March, then what is June, and on. Then the second question, I'm resident in France. How does taxation work? Okay, good question. So keep in mind that Peace Germany is a German company. So taxes are going to be paid directly by us with the German fiscal laws. Which means that you will receive the net value from the calculation that we are mandated to do. Now, if you want or if you need to receive compensation because in your country taxes are lower or anything, then you have to do your own tax declaration and include your pieces as investments, and then based on that receive your compensation or whatever it is as if it was a normal investment in a foreign country. So baseline is taxes are paid already with the German regulation, but if you need, you can insert them in your tax declaration and work from there. So this is the baseline.
I wanted just to ask Luigi, how much did our investors who invested in CIGNA35 get as yields in the past quarter?
Yes, this is super interesting because our investors received an annualized value of interest of more than 30%. So this is like very, very interesting. We distributed just a few days ago. So our investors can be very happy with this number.
Thank you. So
and then there's another question from Maria. Are properties already rented? Yes. So basically, when we set live a property, it is because the property is already rented and it is already generating income. So yes, all our properties that you buy are already generating income, and so from the first quarter you can expect your interest.
Yeah, just want to point out a very, very important point on this. This is not crowdfunding. This is completely different thing. In crowdfunding, you invest into real estate, true, but you have to wait. Risks are, related to the fact that you are investing to something that doesn't exist at the right moment, in this right moment. Right now, with Peace, you get money as soon as the first quarter ends, basically.
And then last question. Yes, we're going to provide details on taxes paid. So yes, by the end of the year, we will send you obviously every quarter we are sending you notifications on the interest distribution. But then at the end of the year, we're going to send you the official documentation. So yeah.
Okay.
I think this is all. We are a bit over time, but
just 5 minutes. Pardon us, guys. So this is the QR code. If you scan it, you just will be directed to the property page directly on our platform, from where you can have access to all the property information, not as detailed as we just explained, but you find a lot of documentation, like the bonds term, the project details, everything that you really need to know, and actually some more details around about the property that you can find there. So I really, let's say, invite you to scan this code to look for the property. And of course, if you have any kind of doubt, do not hesitate to contact us via email or even via call. We can have a personal call one-on-one with the Peace team, one between me and Luigi. So we can also get to know each other, of course, and we can explain you any kind of doubt you have, if any. You're welcome, Maria. Thank you very much, Uday, and thank you very much everyone else that posted any question. Do not forget to use this code OVLaunch30 to have a 30 euros cashback bonus. So this is a completely different thing from the early supporters program. This is apart from it. This is open for everyone. So if you insert this code when registering to the platform, as soon as you do your investment, actually up 14 days after you do your first investment, you get 30 euros as a cash. So this is super interesting for the first bond, for the first investment as a bonus. And thank you very much to everyone. I wish you a good evening, and also we are going to have another webinar the next week regarding the Racconigi 125 opportunity. So stay tuned. We will be welcoming you also the next week, and thank you very much for everything. And for attending.
And thank you, Jader, and thank you all.
Thank you, Luigi. Great. Okay, see you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.